Hi Aquarius, welcome, thanks for joining me. So this will be the weekly love reading for the sign of Aquarius. Also welcome cross watchers, sun, moon, rising, Venus, ascendant signs. Okay, these are general and collective messages, you know, take it how it resonates. It won't resonate with everyone, okay? So what are the love messages for Aquarius? Love messages for Aquarius. Love messages for Aquarius. First one out, 2 of Cups. Okay. We're dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh, we've got Leo there as well. Okay, Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Okay, so there's 2 knights here. So you could have 2 new people coming in, or this could be the same person. I'm getting a sort of in and out energy. Player-like energy here. Someone could be coming in to spice things up. Maybe someone's coming from afar, travel, you know. But they have to wait for a restriction to be lifted before they can travel and come back to see you, you know, overseas. You know, he is quite passionate and fiery, but he can be a bit sort of in and out. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Swords. Anyone on this Fool? Judgment. I can feel already someone is sort of, one of those people that blows their own trumpet sort of thing, and, you know, whether it's the same person or an old person or a new person, I'm getting a sort of in and out sort of player energy here. You know, maybe they can't figure out what they want. Are they going to take the leap of faith? Or do they just act childish and foolish all the time? Let's see. Oh, yeah, it could be a third party situation. Okay. Okay. 3 of Cups is about celebration and victory and celebrating new projects and giving birth to new ideas, business propositions. You know, this person might want to celebrate coming into union with you. They want a renewal with you. Anyone on this 3 of Cups, please? You could have 2 new people coming in. Could all be the same person if they want to reconcile this special bond with this 2 of Cups. You know, someone could be craving passion, craving intimacy, love. Some of you could be getting engaged, getting married, and you might need to wait for a restriction to be lifted, you know, before you celebrate or come back. If you've been far away, you know, from your person. Someone could be going through ascension. Maybe someone's going to make a judgment call. 4 of Wands. Some of you could be getting married. There's definitely going to be some sort of celebration going on here, whether it's celebrating coming into union with yourself and showing yourself more love, going with your own judgment, or going it alone, go your own way, spiritual journey, taking the leap of faith, going traveling, okay, going with your own judgment, listening to your own inner voice, you know. But there's definitely someone here that's engaged or getting married or married to someone. Someone could be in another commitment, you know. 4 of Wands is about celebration and growth and happiness and, you know, like I said, just celebrating someone getting married or expecting, you know. Okay. So you could be waiting to hear news about something here, whether it be of a romantic nature, okay, or communication about a job, a career prospect, a career ladder, career opportunity. You know, maybe you're going into business with someone, but you have to wait for a restriction to be lifted before you can travel, you know, if that's the case. But there's definitely news coming in about something. You could be finding out that you're expecting. Okay, so you've got 8 of Wands. So communication, movement, progress, opportunities. Okay. Ooh, okay. 3 of Swords. Someone is definitely in another commitment, if this is the case. Or it could be the fact that you are suffering your own, you know, in emotional turmoil, heartbreak, loss. You know, you might need to say goodbye to an old life. You know, you might need to say goodbye to an old cycle, an old relationship. You could be moving house. You know, yes, it could be third party situations. But you know, the Judgment card is about letting go of an old way of thinking, an old life, an old self. You know, maybe you're going to miss that part of you. Maybe you're struggling. You know, there's pain and suffering going on in the world. You could miss loved ones, you know, maybe they're far away, the loved ones, you know, in another country, and they can't come back, they can't travel because you're not allowed to at the moment because of the restriction, because of this virus. Okay, but someone here is definitely suffering, you know, heartbreak, loss, betrayal. You know, I think that you're missing family, you know, we all are. You miss family, you know, you can't visit people, you might want to travel, you might want to, you know, see people, but that's not an option right now. Okay, 5 of Cups. Oops, where's it gone? Justice. Okay, so you could be dealing with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Okay, so maybe this is you, you've got the traits of a air sign. You could be standing your ground, setting boundaries. Maybe you need to get rid of something from an old life, you know, or a person. A lot of us are feeling like this, bored, discontent, frustrated, fed up. You know, we feel trapped. We're sort of full of energy and raring to go, and we just want to go and travel. And this could be your person coming back in with an explanation, okay, an apology, a reason to why they've been so in and out, you know, with a tiny bit of communication. They're coming in with their sword of truth, bringing balance and justice to a situation. They could be serving some sort of karmic justice. Hang on a sec, that's too many. They could be serving some sort of karmic justice. Maybe something's come back on them. A painful truth, a painful revelation. You know, I feel this person's getting fed up now. They just want to travel and come and see you, or you them. That's what I feel here. Someone's bored and they're getting tired and, you know, questioning their sanity sort of thing. You know, maybe they're afraid that you're not going to accept what they've got to say, or maybe you're just focused on you and having a new start and your family and traveling and, you know. Oh, yes. I picked it up straight away, yeah. There's definitely someone here that is serving some sort of karmic justice. Look, they could have gone into a third party situation and then regretted it. Someone here could have alcohol problems. The person they're around could be quite party, boozy person. You know, what goes around comes around. Some sort of painful karmic justice has been done here. Also, this is about embracing change, you know, embracing and fulfilling your destiny, you know. Yeah, something's definitely come back and bit someone. Okay, tell me more about this Justice card and this Wheel of Fortune. I definitely feel a third party situation drove a wedge between you. If this is the case, there could be around a toxic fire sign, you know. I do get a sort of in and out player like. Someone that likes to play games and thinks it's funny, and, you know, and it could be you. You could be standing your ground. Look, you're setting boundaries. You're not having it. You're protecting yourself. You're guarded. You're protecting your heart. Maybe you want to go it alone. Look, you want to take the leap of faith. You want to have a new start, fulfill your destiny, you know, embrace your spirituality, embrace change, you know, embrace everything, you know. And this person, maybe they don't want to come forward because they think that you're not going to accept them. Maybe they think that you're doing so well without them, you know. But whether you want to talk to them or forgive them, that's up to you. They could be around a controlling air sign. Okay. Okay, tell me about this 5 of Cups, Justice, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, someone here is very guarded. I feel this is you. It could be a person watching you, spying, you know. They don't want to come towards you. Maybe they can feel that you're angry, you know, you're fed up, you're not going to put up with their nonsense. Also, this is you. I feel this is you. You could have the traits of an air sign, you know. Maybe this person found out some sort of painful truth, painful revelation. They learned some sort of painful lesson, painful karmic justice that's gone on here, come back and bit them, you know. you know, and maybe this person's finally realised their feelings for you and it's too late. They think that you're going to reject them. It's like you're going to reject their love, sort of thing. You're blocking, you know, that you're standing your ground. You're very guarded and closed off here. You're sort of in your power here, you know, protecting your heart. You know, you've got every right, because you're still angry. But most of you, I feel that you're going to say something better, please. Something new. You want to embrace your destiny alone. You know, you want to show yourself more love. You know, I feel this person was dragging you down a little bit. You know, you could have a new person coming in. Could be a fire sign with some fast communication, you know, that wants to reconcile with you, someone better. But why do I feel that they're both the same person? Because this Knight of Swords and this Knight of Wands, they're very sort of in and out player-like. They're very impulsive, you know. They don't stay in one place. They're always on the move. Backwards and forwards, you know. Tell me more about this Page of Swords. Yeah, someone's very vigilant, paranoid, you know, like I said. Sort of standing their ground. Any more on this Justice card? Okay. I feel this is you. Yeah. I feel this is you. You're standing your ground, you're setting boundaries, you've got that sort of defense mode on. Okay, so the Queen of Wands just popped out. This could be your energy. You know, she's powerful, she's passionate, she's creative, you know, she makes decisions. She's a bit like a witch, you know, she's got her familiar there. You know, she's her own person, she's independent, she's confident. So this could be you, you know, standing your ground. You don't need anyone, you want to go it alone. Also, this could be a third-party situation. Maybe they were around a controlling fire sign. Your person, you know, maybe they were around a controlling fire sign with this Queen of Wands. You know, it could have just been just a sexual thing, codependency thing. You know, but I do feel that you could have the traits of a fire sign. You're really in your power here. You're standing your ground. You know, like I said, you're setting boundaries. You're just completely closed off. You know, you feel a bit angry at the moment as well with this person, where they put you in a third-party situation. And at the moment, I just feel that your attitude is, I'm not having, you know, you coming into my life again and messing with my head and messing with my feelings. And, you know, maybe you just want to, you know, just something better, please. That's what I keep hearing. This Queen of Wands, you know, maybe that's how they see you. Passionate, daring, you know, fighting spirit, powerful woman, you know, driven by desire, you know. She's very confident and independent. She doesn't really need anyone. She goes it alone, the Queen of Wands. She's kind of the most powerful and independent out of all the queens, you know. Get some more of this Queen of Wands. Sorry about the noise. Someone's doing drilling or something. It's so noisy around here. Okay. Alright, so those two just jumped out. Right. Okay, I can't ignore this. I don't usually read reversals, but the Chariot's come out in reverse, so I have to... I guess that was meant to happen. Okay, so we've got the Chariot in reverse, and then we've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So it looks like, I feel this is you. You are setting boundaries and standing your ground. You could be very guarded and closed off and being cold towards someone, you know, because you are protecting yourself. You know, it's kind of like a sort of, you're in a sort of defense, you know, vigilant, paranoid sort of mode at the moment. This person, if they're not communicating, I feel that they can feel that you blocked them out. You could have blocked them on social media. You know, it's in reverse, so that means that there's a brakes, you know, there's a halt on something. Someone's holding the brakes on communication, maybe, you know, because they know that you are angry and frustrated at them, and, you know, maybe they're afraid to reach out because they think that you're going to leave them out in the cold, because that's what they did to you. Like I said, player, in and out, third party situation. Looks like a controlling fire sign there. It could be your energy there. You could have the traits of a fire sign. like I said, independent, free, standing strong, going it alone. You know, you don't need anyone, you know, because it's in, you know, someone here can't seem to, it's like they're lacking something here. They're lacking self-control, they're lacking motivation, they're feeling stuck, they're feeling out in the cold, they could be struggling financially, this could be you, you know, it's everything is stuck at the moment, you know, and I do feel this person won't reach out because they're scared at the moment. They could be, you could be worried about the economy, you know, you could be worried about job, finances, you know, everybody is, you know, but as for your person, I feel that they're lacking something, something is clouding their judgment and it's preventing them from moving forward and communicating, you know, like I said, some sort of, they're lacking some sort of control in their life, they're lacking stability, you know, and it's put a break on things, you know, unfortunately, you know, maybe a third party situation is, you know, being cold towards your person and leaving them out in the cold. You know, they could have chucked them and told them to go away, and your person is sad. Definitely some sort of painful karmic justice going on here, you know. It could be this fire sign who they're around, you know, this third party situation. Maybe she's holding them back, you know, she's holding him back. Maybe she's after him for his money. Oh dear, dear, dear. She could be the reason, you know, what's holding him back. Maybe they live with their karmic person. Okay, anyone is Queen of Wands. Why is the Chariot in reverse? Yeah. Yeah, okay, hang on a second. The reason why things are slow moving at the moment and there's no communication at the moment is because your person is either trapped in a third party situation and feels restricted and tied down, which makes sense because look, this Chariot is in reverse. Okay, they feel restricted, they feel blindfolded, it's like they're too scared to ask for help. Someone here is afraid to get cut, get burnt, they've got a blindfold on, they don't want to see the reality or they don't know how, you know. This person, and then you've got Knight of Pentacles, you know, which is the slowest moving knight. The reason why there's no communication, things are slow moving at the moment, is because they could either be focused on finances and stability. If they've got obligations, you know, family obligations and what have you, that's another delay, that's another obstacle, a reason why things aren't moving at the moment and things are very slow and it's going to take time. Also, I feel that they're around someone that uses them for money and power. Okay, because she can be a bit manipulative, the Queen of Wands. You know, she can be manipulative, and I feel that this person that are around, this third party situation, is interfering in your connection. Like I said, painful karmic justice. This person is trapped, yes, in a third party situation, but they're trapped in their own thoughts as well. Mental imprisonment there. They won't ask for help. Okay, this could be you. Maybe you feel trapped in your own thoughts. We feel stuck, we feel restricted, we're all stuck at home, we can't go anywhere, we can't see our loved ones, you know. I definitely feel that I'm picking up on your person's energy there, okay. And that's why there's delays and that's why things are slow. He's the most slowest moving knight, yeah. They're lacking some sort of mental clarity, they're lacking control. You know, they're not in their own mind at the moment. I definitely feel they're around a controlling fire sign. Okay. And maybe that's why you've got your guard up. I've got zodiac signs on the brain. Yeah, that's why you're like this and closed off and vigilant. Because you can see exactly what's going on here. And that's why you've set a boundary. You've had enough. Look, you've got your guard up. You know. Maybe he or she, whoever they're involved with, won't let them go because they know that they're in love with someone else. She's not having it. You know, she can be manipulative and demanding. Okay? So it's like she's getting in the way of this connection. Things are slow moving at the moment. Nothing's happening, you know. Any more, please, on this Eight of Swords? Because this is about conflict and feeling restricted and trapped. This person is really trapped in their own thoughts. They feel out in the cold. They feel lost. They don't know what to do. Definitely trapped in a third-party situation and they can't get out. Yeah? Karmic justice, honestly. Honestly. Okay. Now we're on this Eight of Swords. Because like I said, the Knight of Swords, he's a slow mover. Knight of Swords? Knight of Pentacles is a slow mover. And I feel that this person, where they've been so sort of in and out, player-like, is to do with this third-party situation. She could be manipulating them, bullying them, toying with their emotions, using them for money, power, you know. Whew. Some sort of painful karmic justice here. Wow. Queen of Swords. Ooh. Wow. They could have more than one person around them. Again, she's like an ice queen. She doesn't show emotion. She doesn't show love. She's cutthroat and sharp with her words. You know, again, she doesn't need anyone. She likes to go slow. She flies solo sort of thing, you know. Wow. This person could have more than one person around them. I feel this could be you as well. You could have the traits of an air sign. You're standing your ground. You're setting boundaries. You're not showing emotion. You're not showing love. You're completely closed off. You're protecting your heart. Okay? You're protecting your heart from all this, you know, because you've had enough. But this person, there's definitely other commitments, other relationships going on, other women. Could be same-sex relationships here. Okay? And like I said, third party, outside influences interfering in this connection with this person. The Queen of Swords doesn't show any emotion. You know, she's quite cold. You know, let's see how sharp her sword is. You know, she's very, very cold. It's just like an ice queen, you know. Yeah, I definitely feel the same-sex relationships here. Someone's definitely got more than one person around them. Yeah, it's causing delays here. Okay, tell me more about this Queen of Swords. Could have a controlling air sign around them. Looks like someone's going to be walking away. It could be you, or it could be your person. They're trying to get away. I feel this is you. So we've got Eight of Cups. So walking away from things that don't serve you anymore, that aren't good for you, going it alone. I just feel you're saying something better, please. This could be how you're feeling. You've got mental conflicts going on. Look, you're saying you want to embrace your destiny, embrace change. You know, something better, please. Spiritual journey, traveling. You know, something that's emotionally fulfilling to you. You know, Eight of Cups. You know. Because I feel with this Knight of Pentacles and this Chariot in reverse, it's going to take some time before your person walks away from this. This Two of Cups could be what's going on in their heart space. You know, they're very regretful. They're serving very, very painful lessons and painful truths, and painful karmic justice here has come back on them. You know, this could be you making yourself a priority, showing yourself love, you know, comforting yourself, putting yourself first, pursuing your heart's desires, taking the leap of faith, traveling, embracing your destiny, you know, wish fulfillment, embracing change. You just want to be free from all this. Somebody might want to free themselves from their thoughts, you know, because our thoughts can be quite dangerous if we let it control us, you know. This is about showing yourself love and coming into union with yourself as well, yeah. You're important too, yeah. Okay. Any more, please, on this Eight of Cups and this Queen of Swords? I do believe that you're setting boundaries, and I do believe that you're going to walk away. And I do feel that you are saying something better, please. Okay, that's what I keep hearing. Oh, another 3. Wow, there's so much third-party interference here. Yikes. Yeah. There's too many third-party interferences. You know, they could end up eventually, slowly, walking away, coming back in with communication, saying goodbye to this old life, this toxic third-party situation, offer you a new relationship. But I do feel that you are walking away to work on yourself here. You know, you yourself are a work of art. You yourself are love. You know, you're a divine being. Embrace change, embrace your spirituality. Look, see? This is causing your heart to be sad. This is causing you to suffer. You're overwhelmed with emotions. You feel trapped, you know. And with this Ace of Cups, you just want a new start somewhere else, you know. Build somewhere else. Work projects, you know, opportunities, you know. Maybe in the future you'll want love, but just not right now, you know. Anyone this Ace of Cups and Three of Pentacles, please. Ace of Cups and Three of Pentacles. Any more on this Three of Pentacles and Ace of Cups? I believe that you're craving freedom. You want true, genuine love, you know. You don't want to be someone's third or fourth option. You want to be someone's first option. You want someone to chase after you. You know, you don't want them to have 100 people around them. It's not fair on you, is it? You know, it's not good for your mental state, you know. I feel this person just feels left out in the cold and alone, you know, at the moment. Everything's come back on them, and I do feel that you are going to choose to walk away because this is too much. Six of Swords, Ten of Wands, yeah. I feel that it's time to think of you and put yourself first, you know. Give birth to new ideas, show yourself love, show yourself emotion, you know. Someone's definitely walking away from toxic waters, okay? It could be your person, you know, going towards something calmer, seeking something calmer, unbound, you know. They're sort of cutting cords and cutting their losses and walking away from this, from, you know, and they could be taking their leap of faith and coming towards you for, you know, a new start. But I feel this is you. There's too many burdens here. Look, you can't cope with it. There's too much stress, too much anxiety, you know. Maybe this person is shifting the blame onto you because they don't want to accept responsibility with some of you, okay. But it's, like I said, I feel it's too much. It's making you tired, exhausted, stressed. You need to release those burdens, put it behind you, walk away, and you're saying something new, something better, please. You know? So maybe the universe is going to come in and help you. You're focused on your loved ones, you know, finances, profit, you know, just you, focusing on you, making yourself a priority, yeah? Go travelling, you know, work projects, work opportunities here, look. Could be going to business with someone, yeah. But someone here with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords, look, they're setting boundaries, standing their ground, and they're making a decision to walk away because it's too much. Yeah, they're going to put all these wands down, look, and leave it behind because it's too much. Too much stress, too toxic. You feel trapped. Yeah, it's time to put yourself first, to show yourself love, make yourself a priority, be kind to yourself, be true to yourself. Embrace your destiny, you know. Fulfill your heart's desires, your passions, your wishes, your dreams. To manifest, you know. You could be craving freedom, you could be craving independence. Yeah? I do feel this is you walking away. Because you've had enough of all this. Yeah? You know, so what, you know, choice and free will, you know, whatever you decide to do, that's your decision. Okay? Just remember, you're important. You're in charge of your own destiny. You know? Show yourself love. You know, commit to yourself. Give yourself love. You're the most important person. You'll always be there for yourself. You know? Rely on yourself. Depend on yourself. You know? I hope it resonated. I hope it helps. Okay? Let me know in the comment section. Okay? If you're new, give me a like, give me a subscribe, join my channel. If you need to know anything, just give me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah. Peace, love and blessings to you all. Sending you all so much love. I'll see you again soon.